Hello guys and welcome back to another crypto update. This video is going to be a weekly update. So let's talk about briefly what happened in about 9 hours ago. So we've closed all our short positions because we have seen that we were oversold in the shorter time frames, and we've made quite a decent profit mainly on GMT and IOTX. I've went a little bit aggressive on it. So I closed this GMT trade, also IOTX trade, you can see, and the profits, you can see that on our $50 to $500 to $5,000 account challenge, we've made $80 on IOTX and about 12 to 13 on GMT. Currently we are sitting in about 2.5x already profit in about a week. Okay, we started with $50. So let's dive into the charts. Bitcoin, as we can see, we've made some bounce from this falling wedge support trend line. The thing that I'm not convinced about is on the RSI, we can see that we've had this support trend line and right now we are below it. So my idea would be that we are weak on the 12-hour already, and we could possibly see something like this, like a dead cat bounce. This also happened in about December 2021 when we had this falling wedge, and in one day we capitulated to the downside. So I am open to the idea that we might have this dead cat bounce and we go down severely to get the liquidity from about 35 to 36k area. That would mean devastating for altcoins, but for now we'll have to wait and see what happens. So let's dive on our first altcoin. Luna has broke for the first time. It started this channel in about May 2021, and for the first time yesterday we had the close below this channel. So if Bitcoin continues on its trajectory to the downside, I predict that let me get the brush, will try to retest this channel because there's also bullish divergence on the 12-hourly, and then go down maybe to our first support channel. Next one is SHIBA. As I told you, I closed all my trades. We had some profit here, but I expect SHIBA, since it's already even on the daily, was oversold or nearly oversold. I expect a retest of this break and go back down. This would be a very good short trade because, as you can see, there is no support or resistance areas. It would go straight down till about 0.0001 or maybe 1.2. But this would be a very profitable short trade in a matter of few days because, as you can see, there is nothing to hold us. GMT, again, I stopped this on our first resistance area. Now if Bitcoin continues to move sideways, we could see some bullish bounce back to this area, but if it continues to the downside, I predict that it could also go to the 2.67 area. But if Bitcoin continues on its sideways section, we could see this channel to form before we have the bullish outcome when Bitcoin reaches the 35 and moves up. But for me, the most likely scenario would be to go back down to get some liquidity from these areas. CHROMIA, CHR, as you can see, we've broke down this neckline from this head and shoulders pattern, as you can see. So my next trade, my next trade for CHROMIA would be shorting it after I've had a confirmation of the retest and rejection from this neckline. It would have a beautiful target of about, let me check, maybe we can, the first support area would be about 67% to the downside. So it's a very profitable short trade Okay, moving to Alice. Alice also broke down from this white massive upward channel, and it was also forming this symmetrical triangle here, which is a continuation of this downward momentum. So its target would be, let's be conservative from here, its target would be to reach this green channel of about 343. So the next thing I want to see is, again like the others, a retest of this channel and rejection from it. After that I would short it accordingly. LRC, we've have this bump and run pattern. We've touching for the second time this trend line. The thing that I like that we are still in this green channel, which was massively resistance and support area, so we could in theory see the bounce we've been waiting for. I know that some of you had a long position on it, but again, what I don't like is that Bitcoin broke out of this RSI 12-hour support area, so I'm not convinced on that. If it was the other way around, I would gladly short it without any doubt, but Bitcoin, I'm not convinced on this bounce. SCRT, yesterday I was talking to a guy on Twitter. He just wanted a close below $4 for a buy below $4. So you've got your prediction. So right now we closed below, not closed, sorry, we are closing below this triangular pattern, which is also the neckline of this cup and handle. So by tonight, if we keep on this candle, if we keep below this trend line, I would short it on the weekly time frame. So please note that it's gonna take a while to reach the target, but I would trade it stop loss above the previous high and targeting the first massive support channel. Okay, so it would be around 1.24, something like that. It would be a percentage of 66% to the downside, so it's a good trade. Moving to MBOX, as I previously mentioned about 2 or 3 days ago, I didn't kind of liked this bounce because it was not touching the trend line, and in fact today we are touching, and I can say that it is a very, very dangerous area right now. If we do not hold this area, it would be devastating for MBOX for two things. We lose this trend line and we close below the $2, which is a psychological support level. The thing that I like then on the other side is we are touching a trend line here that has held us quite some time. So we could see a potential bounce from here, but it always depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin makes that cat bounce, it would be devastating for MBOX. APECOIN seems to be moving like normally the hyped coins. So by the rumor, sell the news. After the 30th, which was the launch of the metaverse, we saw a pretty big dump. So what I expect is currently retesting this area, but I'm not quite convinced that we might hold that area. For me, you could dollar cost average in the $16 area, but for me, I would wait for the $13 area to reach before I enter any long positions. So that's it for our prediction today. Like and subscribe and leave down in the comments if you need any altcoins analysis or not.